The following is an exclusive presentation of Jesup Broadcasting, the sports leader in Southeast Georgia.
World famous. The world famous Butch and Bob Show.
And good morning to you. You're listening to the Big Dog, WIFO FM in Jesup, 105.5 on your FM dial. Friday morning, it is the 22nd day of February. World famous Butch and Bob Show here on the Big Dog. Butch Hubbard here with you, along with Bob Morgan. And our show is being brought to you by the Wolf Animal Hospital on West Cherry Street in Jesup. Along with these two businesses in downtown Jesup, the Women's Health Center on Cherry at Broad, and Murphy Builder Supply on Northeast Broad Street, and by Mike Birch Ford in Blackshear. Good morning, Bob.
Good morning.
I mean, just, you know, we sometimes you win at the buzzer, and sometimes you lose at the buzzer.
March Madness, there's buzzer beaters. Just a tough way to lose. But
did you say they had 3 tries at it? We couldn't get the rebound?
Yeah, 3 tries. They hit a 3-pointer. Ricocheted off the rim, went to the left. They threw up another 3-pointer, ricocheted, went to the front of the rim, and the guy got it and just went right down the lane and laid it up at the buzzer.
Jeez. Dadgummit.
But you got to hit those free throws. That's the problem. We had a chance to hit the 1-and-1 on both ends. You know, would have iced it, but we missed both free throws and kept them in it. So that's why they call them free throws. You got it's free shot.
Throw. Yeah, it's free. You get a free shot.
Just a lot of pressure, though. I mean, it's just down the stretch. Just an exciting game. The sad thing is the 3-point shot just, you know, such an equalizer. We had a 10-point lead going into the fourth quarter. They hit 3 3-pointers in a row to start the fourth quarter. Gallatin won, and they took the lead, and then we fought back and had the lead and looked like we were going to ice it, but just couldn't hit the free throws. But just a great season. Lost 3 games all year. Packed gym last night again. There was a lot of excitement. So just a tough way to lose at the buzzer, 51-50 at the final.
Oh, well, and the bank will be coming up before long, and we'll announce the dates on that. And good luck to the Wayne County High School girls basketball team as they move into the Elite 8 next Tuesday up there in DeKalb County, taking on Columbia up there in DeKalb County. And good luck to the girls. We got all these other spring sports going on, Bob, track and tennis. Golf, has Pat picked up yet?
Golf started yesterday.
Started yesterday. How'd they do, you know?
They won. We had to report.
I know you did, but I was busy.
They won.
I was busy transferring emails to everyone, so I didn't get to hear all of it. Plus, people may have missed it just then, so they won yesterday. Where did they play? Here?
No.
On the road? See,
they're on the road.
You said it and you don't know it?
Between tennis, golf,
I know, it's a lot to keep up in that brain of yours. If you're like me, the older I get, the more filled up it gets and the less I can remember.
Cherokee Roads.
Roads.
Liberty and Bradwell over in Hinesville.
Okay. Who are the top players this year for Wayne County High School?
Micah Feldman.
He
finished 4th last year in the state, so you know he's a strong golfer. But Ashton Davis, the young freshman, helped out, and others contributed were sophomore Tyler Yawn and senior Dalton Beasley. So Coach Bubba Walker doing a great job with the golf program. Great guy. Great name, Bubba Walker.
Good old Bubba.
He's from Pittsburgh, so he's good.
He is from Pittsburgh, and they call him Bubba?
Yep. Just a great guy. Very knowledgeable. Defense coordinator.
Did he have the nickname Bubba before he moved down here?
I know. Yeah,
maybe his sister called him that or something. I usually hear a Bubba as a southern name.
I never asked him.
You never asked him.
I don't know. I just love him. Good guy.
Good guy, huh? Good coach.
A lot of fun to talk to. Very knowledgeable.
Okay.
I said.
All right. And you said the soccer teams played?
Soccer teams play today.
Home, away?
Home. Against Savannah Arts.
Okay.
5-7.
5-7.
Tennis teams lost yesterday. Both lost 2-3. So a lot of tennis going on. Track team did well over in Douglas. So just a lot going on. I wish the recreation basketball teams headed to district play this weekend. Both girls and boys teams headed to Liberty and Douglas. So hopefully they can win some district championships, qualify for state. We'll have that report for you on Monday. But Beck Eccles will keep us up to date on all those teams. Appreciate him coming in this week and running down the rosters and the teams. But again, U10 girls at Liberty on Saturday, 11:30. U10 boys at Liberty today at 6, U12 boys in Douglas today at 8:30, U14 boys in Douglas Saturday at 12:30, U17 boys in Douglas on Saturday at 11:15. So all those teams in district play this weekend.
Okay.
A lot going on. Baseball today over in Richmond Hill.
Baseball today in Richmond Hill. We'll have that game for you. You start, what, about 5:50 with pregame?
5:50 with pregame, 6 o'clock first pitch.
Okay, taking on Richmond Hill. What do we know about Richmond Hill? Anything?
They got one of the best pitchers in the state.
Do they?
Jackson Finley pitched a one-hit shutout against us last year. Throws 92, 94 miles an hour. Going to Georgia Tech, probably be drafted. May not go to Georgia Tech. May go straight to the MLB draft. So
And
that's how
he'll
good he
be
is.
pitching against us today?
I imagine. I'd be shocked if he's not. We always,
If I was
we
one of
always
these-
get the opponent's best.
If I was one of these young guys and I really had the talent, I mean, just not so-so talent that would get you into college and perhaps maybe a thing that you can develop in college, but if I think I had the talent to get right into a farm system, I think I'd do that. Some guys they're on the line there. They may not have enough talent where they think they can advance from single A to double A to triple A, but you've got a few guys out there those guys need to go to college, but you got a few guys out there that can get into that farm system and get developed by the pros. So that's got to be a big decision made by the student themselves and by the parents.
Depends on how much money they're going to give
Yeah,
you.
that's what I mean. It just, if you've got that talent and you can get some money, maybe that's the best way to go. But if you're, like on the edge there, maybe college is the best thing for you. Hone in your skills, get them better, and then when you get ready to go into the draft, you can go higher and get more money. You really don't do that in football. Football, that doesn't happen there. You have a very, very few high school basketball players that go directly into pros. We had one in Brunswick that did that. Patrick Ewing did that, and I'm sure there's a few other ones through the years. But most of those guys, they go into college for a year or two, and then if they got enough talent, they go into the pros. The baseball seems to be the one that has the most high school kids that get into some sort of farm system than any other sport. But everybody's excited about the Atlanta Braves beginning their season. Grapefruit League beginning this weekend. Most of those games can be heard on our sister station, Wayne County's Heritage radio station, Fox Sports Radio, 1370 AM The Buzz, WLOP. And then we'll begin with the regular season at the end of March, right here on the Atlanta Braves radio station for Southeast Georgia since 1971, WIFO 105.5 FM. That's right. We are the oldest Braves affiliate, Bob. No other station out there even comes close to how many years in a row that we've been bringing Braves to the folks here in the Southeast Georgia area. Even the flagship stations up in Atlanta have changed so much through the years. It used to be WSB for a long time, and then they got outbid, and then other folks got it. And now actually you have a sports stations up there that have the rights fee, and it's good to working with sports guys up there. They take it very seriously. It's just not something they just throw in the air. They're serious about their sports, kind of like you, Bob. Have you heard anything on our AM 1370 Fox Sports Radio lately with some of the guys on there that's kind of stood out in your mind? Like whether it's a football or baseball or golf or anything like that. I know that you like me, like you like listening to Clay or to Dan Patrick or Jim Rome or anything like that. Anything they're touching on right now that kind of sparked your interest?
I was talking about that shoe that just busted. I've never seen it before.
A shoe busted?
Yeah. The star player from Duke, 30 seconds into the game, had to leave the game because he sprained his knee because the shoe just split. Nike stock dropped. They lost billions of dollars.
It did. Now, is that what I heard that may end his career?
No, he's not.
No, it's not that bad. It was something. That must be another thing.
They kept all these people talking his saying he needs to shut it down and not play for his college team, and because it could risk injury because he's definitely going to be the number one draft pick. But I hope he doesn't do that. I hope he doesn't bail on Krzyzewski and Duke. But
no.
But that's what you're seeing more and more, just like those college football players that don't play in the bowl games because they don't want to get hurt.
Right.
I would just put them on a plastic bubble, and just wait till they,
Well, can you blame them, Bob? If they get hurt in the bowl game, then then their draft possibilities will go down, and they'll maybe lose millions. I mean, you can't blame them.
I blame them because you can't bail on your football team.
But that's the bad part, bailing on your team.
You need to just have them sign a contract. You're going to play in the dang bowl game, for God's sake. I mean, what is that? I mean, what's this guy going to do? He's going to bail on Duke. Duke's, they're primed with him in there to win the national championship. He's going to turn. He's going to shut it down.
Because he hurt himself with the shoe.
That's what they're saying. All these talking heads are saying he needs to just shut it down because he's definitely going to be the #1 draft pick. Don't play the rest of the year.
Shoes.
Nike's.
I've had back in the day. That's when you know when you're older. When you say back in the day, I had track shoes that blew up on me, and
I've never seen a tennis shoe do what this did. And I said I watched that game because everybody was hyping the game. Duke and North Carolina, it'll be a great game. And I said 33 seconds. President Obama was at the game. All the celebrities were there. They had about. The place was just packed. People were paying. They're playing North Carolina.
Oh, that's always a great
People are
matchup.
paying $2,000, $3,000 for a courtside seat. Jeez. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's a regular season game, but 33 seconds into the game, the star player blows out his shoe and twists his knee and has to leave the game. So, but it's amazing. They're investigating trying to figure out what happened to the shoe.
Somebody sabotaged that shoe. Did somebody from North Carolina sneak into the locker room and?
That's the conspiracy theory.
That's the conspiracy. Oh, there's always this conspiracy.
They called Shaq to see if Shaq. He's such a big guy. I want to know if he said he never busted a shoe like that.
Shaq never busted a shoe as big as he was.
Never busted. Not like this. And this thing just split. I mean, the whole thing just came apart. So it was just crazy. Just
left or right shoe. The other one didn't do it.
I mean, it was crazy to see what happened. I mean, just the whole bottom just split.
I think we need an investigation here, Bob.
I just hope he plays the rest of the year. Like I said, Krzyzewski says he should be back next week.
Why not? You hurt yourself a little bit, you come back. You don't leave college because your doggone shoe busted.
Just a sprained knee. He should play. But who knows? I mean, we're going to get to that point where we're going to get to the NCAA tournament, and 10 seniors are going to say we're not playing because we're going to go to the pro. I mean, it's just going to ruin the game. It's just ruining everything.
Well, if he had not had the accident, what I'm saying is the fact that that shouldn't determine whether he continues to play or not, just because the shoe went out.
You can get hit by a bus walking out the door. Suck it up and play.
Suck it up and play.
I mean, you have an obligation to the school, his teammates. I mean,
right. And he didn't plan on taking this year off anyway. He planned on playing just because the shoe goes out. That's wimping out, Bob. He wimps out if he don't play.
He went to Duke to win a national championship.
Right.
You can't win a national championship if you don't play.
Well, another thing is he could have sprung his leg going up for a layup or trying to block somebody or just making you see these guys twist their legs when they're just moving on the court and just kind of move wrong.
That's the big topic, though. What happened to the shoe?
What happened? That's the question there. Is what happened to the shoe? I mean,
Like Dan Patrick, they were asking Dan Patrick if he ever got any inside information on stock tips, and he said he was interviewing a tennis player years ago. I can't remember the tennis player, but she told him that he needed to. She was the first tennis player to wear Reebok, and she told him to buy stock in Reebok. And he didn't take that advice. He said he wishes he did because Reebok exploded after that. So that was a good start. But they said Nike stock, though, since the shoe busted, their stock dropped about 2 points, and they cost.
I wouldn't doubt it. Jeez.
I said, everybody's getting excited about the upcoming free agency in football. Le'Veon Bell's now an unrestricted free agent, so he's free to go where he wants to go. So be interested to see which team gives him what he wants, because he lost $14 million by not playing for the Steelers this past year.
And they say that he's put on a lot of weight. I heard Jim Rome talking about that yesterday.
He's about 30 more pounds than I said. But good riddance. But he'll never recoup. Who leaves $14 million on the table?
Apparently he does.
Everybody I saw, NFL players, said that's the stupidest thing I ever saw.
Stupidest thing ever.
I said,
you got $14 million there you can make. What are you trying to prove?
You don't leave $14 million on the table. I heard that from everybody, from Dickerson to Emmitt Smith, every running back that ever played the game says he was a fool for not playing and leaving $14 million on the table. They said, plus if he would have played, he would have got a bigger contract this year. Because like I said, now he said that whole year, word is he gained 30 pounds, so no one's going to give him that money that he's looking for. So it'll be interesting to see where he lands.
Well, they always look like Forrest Gump said, stupid is as stupid does.
$14 million.
Just reading a little bit of article on that shoe. It said that Williamson slipped near the foul line of Duke's basket. His Nike shoe exploded. It didn't say it came apart. It said it exploded from the force of his leg's wayward momentum. And a second later, he was on the ground grabbing at his knee. The good news initially is that the injury appears to be minor.
I never saw anything like it. I mean, it was the craziest thing.
It was like
the whole shoe just came apart.
Well, I guess they didn't use good glue on that shoe.
And it wasn't like it was an old shoe. It looked like it just came out of the box. Like it's a brand new pair of shoes. So.
It did explode. That whole thing came apart.
That's what I'm saying. They were they want that where it was now. Somebody said they sent it back to the Nike factory to see if they could figure out why it exploded. So Nike had to send out a letter of apology saying they apologize and they'll look into it and see what happened. I mean, it's the biggest mystery in the world right now.
It's a scandal, Bob.
I mean,
yes, sir.
Conspiracy. Conspiracy people think North Carolina went in there and sabotaged the shoe.
All right, someone just remember you can always text in questions and comments to us here on the world famous Butch and Bob Show on WIFO 105.5 FM. You can text in questions or comments or other information during the show or any other time. Bob, we got a new camera up there. See that new camera up there?
We don't need a new camera.
I told Jonathan if he continues to increase the quality of the cameras. I mean, we've gone from the phone through the glass to the laptop sitting up here with its little camera. Now he's gone off and bought this bigger camera on top that if he keeps it up, Bob, we're going to have to start wearing makeup in the mornings. But, you know, we are on the world famous Butch and Bob Show, or the entire morning show from 7 to 9 o'clock is on BigDogCountry.com. But the Butch and Bob Show from 8 to 8:30 is not only on BigDogCountry.com, audio, but the video there's also. And we archive them for a couple of weeks. The folks can go back and click on the B&B show and go to archive and look at the date that they'd like to see. But it's fed live. Right now, we're live on the internet, Bob, both audio and video. But someone just texted in here at 912-427-3711. 912-427-3711 is the number to text. If you get a scholarship from the college to play ball, you should play ball all season long and not sit on the benches because you're worried about getting hurt. And if you do sit out, then you should pay all the money back for your scholarship.
I don't know about that.
I don't know.
I just think, like I said, it's just sad. I'm telling you, it's going to come to a point where a team like Alabama or Clemson or whoever is going to play for a national championship and the star player is not going to play because he wants to go to the NFL draft and afraid he's going to get hurt. So what's that going to do to the national championship game?
Yeah. Now, who's the quarterback for Clemson? He was a young guy, right?
Right.
Now, if he's already won a national championship, he beat the turkey out of Clemson beat the turkey out of Alabama. Let's say they get back to the national championship game next year and he knows he's going to get drafted. He's already got one ring on his hand from national championship. Do you sit there and say, you know, I could go in the first round here, but if I get out there and play whoever it may be, Georgia, hopefully, maybe I'm going to sit out.
I'm just saying that's where this trend is going. Eventually, that's what's going to take place, and then I want to see what all these TV people that got the game and ticket sales and all that, what they're going to do when that day comes, when the star player on the star team says, I'm not playing the national championship game because I'm afraid I'm going to get hurt and I'm going to the pros. What's going to happen then?
Well, he's not going to be very popular with his college, with his teammates, with his coaches.
I'm just saying that's where we're headed. You know, right now you got all these other guys that, you know, in other bowl games which doesn't play for the national championship and sitting out.
Right.
I'm saying eventually it's going to get to the point where a star player on a star team is going to not play in a national championship game because he's afraid to get hurt. And then I want to see what the reaction is then.
Several years ago, this happened. I didn't know it, but listening to the Chuck Oliver Show on our sister station, AM 1370, The Buzz, WLOP, Fox Sports Radio. Chuck Oliver talks college football all season long from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. And he was saying that several years ago, they allowed players that have not been regular starters, who just, starting off, whether they're freshmen or redshirt freshmen or whatever the case may be, that if they play, they're allowed to play X amount of games or hours or quarters or whatever it is during the season without being considered a full-time player, which means if they decide to play that little bit of time and then decide to sit out the rest of the season or whatever the case may be, that they, the next year, can go to another 1A school. And Chuck Oliver said years ago that when that happened, he figured that a lot of players may be doing that, and some players are doing that, but when they get out there and say, oh, I'm not going to be a starter this year, or I'm not going to be a starter next year, I'm only going to play X amount of quarters or games or hours, whatever it is, and then transfer to another college.
I just say let's do it the old-fashioned way like Herschel did. Sign the contract when you're not supposed to sign a contract, and then play the game, and then get busted and have to go pro after that.
Okay. Someone just texted in, there's no baseball player worth $300 million.
Yeah, I agree.
Apparently the owner of this team thinks he's worth $300 million, or he wouldn't have paid it.
The sad thing is Harper's fixing to sign for more than that, so that's what's crazy. But man,
it may be crazy, but the owners don't have to pay. It's not like they have to pay it. So if the owner or that team thinks
it's guaranteed, yeah.
If the owner of the team does not think the guy's worth it, he's not going to pay that much money. So apparently he's worth it according to the team organization. We may not think that, but the team owner and the organization general manager think that person's worth that kind of money, or they wouldn't pay it. And that's just the way you have to look at it. And of course, the baseball player, he's pleased because he's getting all that money. And the owner and the organization must be pleased, or they wouldn't be paying out that kind of money.
Yeah. Apparently, and like I said, everybody thought that the market wouldn't bear that, but apparently it does, and that's why Harper's still sitting out there, because they say he's going to get $350 million or more than that.
Which team is he going to play for?
Whoever gives him that $350 million. I mean, he's going.
The one that just got $300 million.
Manny Machado is going to San Diego. San Diego paid $300 million for 10 years, which is he can opt out after 5 years, but it's all guaranteed money. So that's what's crazy about it.
You wouldn't think in this day and age, when baseball is not the sport it was in terms of popularity back all the way up until, let's say, the 90s, that they could do that. They could pay that kind of money.
That's the key word, guaranteed money, because they want to guarantee. Because if they go out and blow out their knee, they're still getting paid. So that's the risk the owners take too. I mean, I
don't know why the owners do this. I mean, how many teams lately have you seen won the World Series who have the highest payroll? Let's see here. A lot of them playing billy ball. Let's see here. Oh, yeah, we're getting all kinds of text in now. We better start getting these before we run out of time here. Back it up. All right. It says, Bob, submission for you next week when we have our elected officials on from Atlanta. Would you please ask all the elected government officials that you have on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday if there can be money set aside for school bus drivers? All over the state, everywhere you go, you see a need for school bus drivers. Wayne County currently is short right now at 15 drivers. I know the teachers deserve their raise, and I'm all for it. But what about the school bus drivers?
It's a hard job.
It is a hard job. I wouldn't want that for any.
I've known several people that drive a bus, and they need to write a book because the stories they tell are just horror stories.
When I never rode a bus in Wayne County. When we moved here in 1968, I was a freshman in high school. So my freshman and sophomore years, Dad would take us to school in the morning and then pick us up after school. Okay. Then when I became a junior, I had a car. So junior and senior, I drove. Now in Jacksonville, I did take a bus a lot, okay? But not only did we have the bus driver, but we also had one of the oldest people on the bus, like if it was for junior high school, 7th, 8th, and 9th, it would be a 9th grader. And they were the person in the middle of the bus that kept discipline from in the bus to the students. And if they did not behave, of course, they took down their name, and then they gave it to the principal, and then the kid was had to go to the principal's office, so the bus driver could concentrate on driving the bus. Now, I don't know what this person got out of it. I think they just did it. It was like me. I was a patrol boy when I was 6th grade in Jacksonville. We didn't get paid for that. That meant we had to go every single day, get there early at the school hour before school started, and then direct traffic to for the safety of the kids in elementary school. Did that all year long as a patrol boy. Got to be there early. Didn't matter if it was raining, cold, hot. Rode my bike about 3 miles to the school, and then had to be there after school to put the red flag out there, orange flag out there, to get the kids safely across the street. Now, I don't know whether, I'm sure that's probably what happened on these buses, is these kids just did it out of a sense of duty. And I don't know if we have anything like that on our buses at all. Do you know, Bob?
No, they got the cameras now.
They got the cameras.
So.
But the cameras can't keep discipline. Right. They can watch what's wrong, but they can't keep discipline. The bus driver's trying to watch the road.
But the cameras helped a lot of times, because the kid will go up there with the parents saying the kid didn't do anything. They say, well, let's look at the video, and the video is showed, and the parents say, oh, the kid lied to me. So the cameras have helped out quite a bit. But bus drivers is tough, like I said. It's just amazing how many kids misbehave on a bus, which is, I rode a bus my whole time, but I don't remember a lot of kids acting out on the bus. I mean,
no, we didn't have a lot of kids acting up on the bus,
Just, it wasn't that big of a deal.
I know a set of kids here in town, the 3 kids here in town that have to get on the school bus at 6:10 in the morning. Now, they don't live probably 2 miles or less than, probably about a mile from the school, but they get on the bus at 6:10 in the morning, and they have to, and they're one of their first ones on there, and they have to go all around, and they're on that bus for about an hour and 10 minutes before they get off of that school. And that's a lot of time for little small kids to keep that much energy in riding in a vehicle.
Finding bus drivers has been an issue the last several years. I mean, they always have the bus out of there at the Kmart parking lot saying bus drivers needed. So I'll ask.
That's a question we can ask Blake and Bill next week, and hopefully Stephen.
I'll tell you what the answer's going to be. The answer's going to be, you don't have to provide school bus services. That's something they just provide. I mean, they talked about the school board. They're not obligated to provide transportation to and from school. They just do it because it's something that's been done. But when push comes to shove, they don't have to do that. They would just tell everybody to provide their own transportation. So if it keeps on going like it's going, that's probably where we're headed.
Yeah. Well, I know the school bus drivers, I don't know how much they make, but they are considered a government employee, so they do get the benefits, and that's a big reason why people do it. Yeah, the health insurance and all that. Yeah, right. I don't know what the answer is. We'll talk to the state representatives next week. Perhaps maybe we can have Dr. Brinson on to talk about that issue right there, about school bus drivers and the situations with that.
We'll get the man in charge of the buses. He does a good job. The bus shop and all that. And he can tell you, not only is it hard getting bus drivers, but sometimes buses tear up and they got to repair
all the time. So, yeah. Well,
it's a big issue.
Big issue. Blaine County baseball tonight, right?
At Richmond Hill. I said it should be a fun game. We'll see if we can handle Jackson Finley. He beat us last year, the one-hit shutout here at Howard Bo Warren, so we'll see if we can get to him today.
All right. Our coverage will begin at 5:50 right here on 105.5 FM. Bob, have a great day and a super weekend. All right, the world-famous Butch and Bob Show. Let's see. What that is. All right, we'll look at that later. All right, the world-famous Butch and Bob Show brought to you by Mike Birchford and Blackshear, by the Wolf Animal Hospital on West Cherry Street, by the Women's Health Center in downtown Jesup on Cherry Broad, and Murphy Builder Supply on Northeast Broad Street here in Jesup. Well, we got a giveaway coming your way soon here on Big Dog Country Radio, and we're going to give away, listen to this. I got it right here in my hand. Am I still on video? Right there, I'm going to show it. I got that right there. I've got free passes to Wild Adventures Park in Valdosta that I'm going to give away.
The world famous Butch and Bob Show.